Hi, this is Greg Hughes. Welcome to my quick start video for 90-second website builder. When you first open up the software, you see this big blank area here. Well, this big blank area is where you're going to build your website. It's an area we call the canvas. It's where you're going to put all of the objects like images, text, menu bars, videos, all of the stuff that basically goes on your website goes into the canvas area by simply dragging and dropping these objects into place. Now, the way you do that is by using a set of tools over here in the toolbox. The toolbox contains a number of tools. In fact, there are so many tools that I've got a whole video library that shows you how to use each of these tools or each of these sets of tools to help you build your website with drag and drop ease. So in this video, I'm just going to do a quick overview of what some of them do. To use a tool, it's really simple. You just click on it and then you drag your mouse over the canvas. It turns into a crosshair, and you just drag or draw a box and you create that object. So in this case, I created a place to put text. If I grab the image tool, I just click on it and then I draw a box on the canvas, go find an image, and it's done. I basically can drag it and drop it into place onto my website. There's a lot of different ways to display images, so there's several image tools. There's photo galleries and slideshows. And there's a set of form controls, so you can create forms for your website where people can send messages through your website. There's a lot of media tools, whether you want to put audio or video on your website. There is a set of advanced tools, but they're really not that hard to use. My favorite one's the carousel. And what the carousel does, it allows you to put sort of a slider on your website. That slider can contain images, text, other things. There's a lot of navigation options as well. These are the menu bars and the links and just the tools you use to help your visitors navigate or link around from page to page on your website. We've also included some drawing tools so you can put objects on your website like shapes, squares and circles and triangles and all different kinds of shapes to help design your website. You can use any kind of e-commerce platform you want. We've included the PayPal tools because they're the most common and popular, but you can use any e-commerce platform. But there's a shortcut to adding payment transactions to your website by using those tools. There's even a login area. You can create a password protected area or even a membership site with the login tools. And if you use the CMS, it's called, or content management system, you can create a more advanced kind of a website. One of my favorite sets of tools are the jQuery user interface tools. These are just some really fancy objects you can put on your site. Normally, these would take some complicated programming, but with 90-second website builder, you just drag these objects into place and they just look great and they work great on your website. So watch the videos that show you how to use the jQuery objects because that really adds a level of professionalism to your website. Up in the other corner of the software, you'll see a thing called the Site Manager. This is basically a bird's eye view of the website, and it starts you off, of course, with an index page. That's the starting page. Your home page should always be called index, by the way. And so when you first launch the software, the Site Manager shows you the one page you have open, which is your index page. When it's open, you'll see it also shows as a tab over here. So if I wanted to add another page, I would select the project and then I'd click the new page icon and I would have created a second page. And you'll see it also appears over here as a tab over above the canvas. So just recognize that you can right click on these objects and do things with them like rename them, or I could delete them or clone them, copy them. And I can also toggle between these pages over here by clicking the tabs. So the Site Manager, again, is sort of an overview, a bird's eye view of the entire website, whereas the canvas is where you're just working with one page at a time. If you right-click on a blank area of the canvas, you can go to what's called the Page Properties. And the Page Properties gives you all kinds of settings. For example, the size of your pages. I like to use this preset 1024 by 768, but there's other presets, or you can even create your own page width and page height by changing these settings. There's some other things. I like to use the Style tab right off the bat to create what's called a background. Now, as you can see, my current background is a solid white, but I could make that be a solid blue if I wanted to. Click OK, and now I've got a whole new background color. If I right-click on the canvas, go to Page Properties, and go back to Style, I can do what's also called an image background, where I have located an image on my computer, and I want to use that for my background instead. So I just click open, click OK, and now I've got a new background. You'll see I've also got the blue because you can have both an image and a color combined. But my background isn't great because I don't have a big enough image. So let me show you how to fix that and stretch that across the page. Let's go back to Page Properties, Style, and I'm going to get the white background again. I don't want that blue. And this time I'm going to have this image repeat across the page horizontally. That will stretch the image. Now I've got a white background and a stretched backdrop over there, so it fills the page infinitely. There's a lot of other combinations that you can use for creating backgrounds. It's one of the first things I like to do when I'm building a website. And then I can just drop my objects on top of the page, and the background, of course, will always be in the back. Another thing I want you to know about is the F5 button. When you click F5, you're basically previewing your website as if it were online. It's not actually online, but it gives you what it would look like if it were online just by clicking the F5 button on your keyboard. And you're just previewing one page at a time. If you want to preview more pages at a time, like your entire website, you could go up to the File menu, click Preview in Browser, and here it says Preview Entire Website. If you click that on, then every time you press F5, it will generate your entire website and you'll be able to preview all of the pages. Personally, I just like to preview one page at a time. It's faster and easier, but that's up to you. So there's a lot of different things you can do and learn about in 90-Second Website Builder, but hopefully that will get you started using this great drag and drop web design program.